Not yet. We're letting Lucas do it.
Okay.
Welcome back to the Double Bogey Show presented by DraftKings for episode 79.
Yeah. 79.
Special guest, my golf coach, Lucas, is here.
Yeah.
The king of the grip. Lucas, why don't you tell people what they should be doing to this podcast?
Just absolutely destroying the subscribe button.
Yes.
That's what
Execution style.
Love
Absolute
it.
2-iron to the subscribe button.
Heck
300.
Right to the dome.
I want you to take a Sweet Shots Callaway X-Shot driver straight to that fucking subscribe button.
X hot.
Whatever. I was trying to read it from here.
There's a lot of
X
shots going on around here, but
Yeah.
it's X hot.
Well, take an X shot on it with the X hot.
You piped that the wrong way.
I'll call the clubhouse. We'll book in another 18 for tomorrow.
Okay, they cheated on that. They fluffed their balls.
Yeah, no better time for the breakfast ball than now. Breakfast ball.
Guys, welcome back to the Double Bogey Show. Also, big congratulations to Lucas,
you.
his family,
Thanks.
the whole Sweet Shots facility. We've been talking about this for quite some time. It's been at least a few months. We got the first tour when they were basically just putting sheetrock up, and now this place is fully functional. It's opening day today. So we figure what better place to do the podcast than at Sweet Shots. I purposely wore my boots and my pants today, Tyler, and big hoodie and a
To
vest.
try to keep you from golfing
Try and keep
too
me
much.
away.
I don't even. I saw a couple swings before we started, so I don't even think it
that doesn't
worked.
It's like a cone for a neuter dog. Yeah, nice.
Yeah, 100%. I always find a way to get swings in, but
Ryan tried to weighted blanket himself at Sweet Shots.
I know
and he couldn't do it.
It doesn't work. And like I was telling you, we got to get out of here as soon as we're done.
You do.
I do, so we can prohibit that. But big congrats to you guys.
Thank you.
This is massive. Can you just kind of bring us through what sparked the Sweet Shots idea, and from what it was 3 years ago, from what I've heard, to what it is now? Just give us a quick breakdown.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it's like you said, it's a long time in the coming. It's been 3 years. The story goes, my uncle and his family were down. They were going on a cruise out of Miami, and they were going to go to a Topgolf to kill some time.
Yep.
My uncle, he was a big golfer or golfed, and he was like, "This is a joke. Like, why would I want to go hit balls?
Yeah.
That's fine. I don't need to do that." But my cousins made him go, and they had an absolute blast. They sat between a bachelorette party where the girls were hitting balls in heels, and then
Yep.
a kid's birthday party.
Yep.
And he literally stepped out of their bay, went into the hallway, and called my dad and said, "Mark, let's bring this to Fargo. Let's get
Hell
this
yeah.
going." Fargo's a crazy golf town, so I think it fit in really nice. And from that call, I think my dad got him in touch with a couple people that could make it happen, and then it just seemed like the snowball never stopped. It was like,
Yep.
My dad was a head pro at Fargo Country Club for 15 years before this. He definitely saw himself there for a really, really long time, and
Yeah.
so for him to step away from that, he definitely had to believe in everything that they're doing, and
Right.
and so at some point, it kind of dawned on him like, it's a little too big to get out of now,
Yep.
So
Well, I remember working in the news. I saw that your dad was leaving the country
Yeah.
club. I was like, holy shit.
yeah,
It's a real deal now. It's not just an idea.
it was crazy. It was so hard for him to leave, and there was a while there where he was like, well, I'll do both. And if you know the golf industry, it's a 24-hour job, and it's like for him to try and do both there, it was tough. And with his connections around town, it just made sense for him to be kind of the face of this deal. And so for him to step away, I have great admiration for he's my hero. I'm in the golf industry because of him,
Yep.
because of my grandpa. So, for him to step away, that's been so cool to watch him transition into this role, and to follow in his footsteps. And I'd mentioned my grandpa. He's a big reason why we're here as well. He knew we were building this place. He passed away 2 years ago, just about from leukemia. And when he got sick, it was kind of crunch time as to whether or not we were going to go through with it. And,
Yep.
and he put up a bunch of money to make sure that this got built. So actually, our short game area downstairs is in his memory. The Don Johnson Short Cape Center. He was a golf coach at Shanley for 36 years, and then helped start the junior golf program in Fargo, the Junior All City, the FM Junior Tour, all that. He helped start that, and so to be able to have a little slice of him here and to what he really put into the city, it's the least we can do. And
That's
he's
huge.
Definitely
That's
watching
huge.
over. So
I think that's super important with golf too. Like obviously my grandpa has been on this podcast. We talk about him all the time. But when New Year's, I think we talked about like what has golf done for us, right?
Mm-hmm.
And for me, it was bringing me closer to Grandpa and making those connections with him and those memories forever.
Absolutely.
So I think that's a huge part of this, and I want to talk about downstairs. But first, face value, you're going to get compared to Topgolf a lot, right?
Yeah, it's
Yep.
already happened.
Yeah. So explain to people what the difference is, because at surface value, it is very similar, but
Yeah.
Well, let me just
it's a little deeper than that.
Let me piggyback off of what you just said, Tyler. You look at this whole entire place, and you look at different models of golf entertainment facilities, and essentially, sometimes it's just an investment group that's coming in to put up a facility, make a bunch of money, and then get out and maybe move on to the next one. Where, as you just described, this is this kind of a legacy thing for you guys.
Yeah.
It's this place was designed and put up by like people who are more passionate about golf than probably anybody you could ever meet. So basically every place you look into this in this facility, there's a reason why that's there, and there's a reason why that's there, and there's a reason why this was done over here. So I think you're going to get a lot better of experience because you got a bunch of professional golfers, the coaches, the teachers who have came together to put this place into what it is now.
Yeah, definitely. And that's I give credit to my dad and my uncle for their vision on this. I had mentioned that Fargo is such a golf crazy town, and having been in the industry for so long, my dad sat down and said, what can we do better? We were fortunate enough to work with a gentleman who designed the first about 24 Topgolfs in North America.
Yep.
And we basically went to him and said, we want a Topgolf, but we want it better. And I guess to get into Tyler's question, what differentiates us? We are golf entertainment, but we're also trying to meld golf performance. That's the reason that I'm here. That's the reason why Jim Bigelow, our head professional, is here. We really want to be able to grow the game and, have fun doing it. And so we're utilizing technology that is not necessarily in the past readily available to people.
Mm-hmm.
And we're allowing, people to come in and get better at their game. The technology we use, it's Top Tracer. So anytime you watch PGA Tour, stuff like that, it's that technology. So the ball tracking they've got on TV, it's the same system that we have set up here. It is owned by Topgolf, but Topgolf has their own technology.
Gotcha.
Okay.
So it's talks. Topgolf might come after me for talking about them so much, but there's talk about the newer Topgolf.
You're gonna get a knock on the door here any second.
So they have their own secret service or something like
Yep.
that.
Yeah.
The Illuma caddies are gonna come for Lucas.
Oh jeez.
Yeah.
Topgolf
Have
is
you-
actually the
One day.
leader.
It was bound to happen at some
Yep.
point.
Have you heard of the Illuma Caddy conspiracy
Here
going
and
around?
there. Just from what listening to you guys.
Have you ever
Yeah.
caddied?
Professionally?
In like let's just say high level tournament.
Pine to Palm,
Okay.
Birchmont, stuff like that.
Oh yeah, we'll get into Pine to Palm.
So, well, I mean, we don't have time for that, Tyler. So we'll
We
save that
might.
for another week. But so do you genuinely think that professional caddies are sharing information back and forth and they're throwing money on the table? Like, hey, this guy's going to do this today, or that guy's going to do that. You think it's a thing? Because we genuinely.
I mean,
do.
from like the deep golfer in myself, I want to say no, just because it's just like these guys got so much at stake. Why would they, share information? But I
Yeah.
do know, like, talk about the Masters, like the caddies that were on the grounds, right? You always got to sign in a caddy when you went and played there.
Yep.
Like you couldn't bring your own.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll get
And-
into it in
yeah,
a little bit.
yeah.
I got some master shit, but
Yeah.
back in the day, it was only master or Augusta caddies, and
That
that
you
was
could use.
it.
And Jack had his own caddy. Like he'd
Yep.
come and use them every year. And like his caddy, I forget his name, but he was the guy that came up with the everything goes towards Rays Creek.
Interesting.
And so I know that information got shared around. Now, whether or not they're laying down 20s and 100s on guys, if they're going to make birdie or par,
Yeah.
or whatever it is, like I can't guarantee that.
Okay.
But there is best practices. I think that
Sure.
get thrown around.
So basically, what you're saying is yes, that's true.
Yeah,
He's
to a
doing
certain
the
extent. like-
safe answer.
Okay.
Yeah, no,
good.
it's a
Yeah.
political answer
Sure.
if you really want to. But
He's trying to open a business here. He can't get.
Yeah, we're here at your
Try not
grand
to-
opening. Tell us all the dirt.
I'm not trying to piss off Topgolf here. I'm trying to keep my job, all that.
Yeah. Well, I think the
Um,
interesting part about this place too, to differentiate, is you got the golf academy downstairs. So you got
Yeah.
a full putt view technology down on the putting green. You have a whole entire room that you're going to be working out of,
Mhm.
where you're doing club fittings and you're hitting out of the big garage doors down on the main level.
Most importantly, what is he doing there, Ryan?
Fixing your swing.
Lessons, baby.
Lot of lessons.
Yeah,
Lessons.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the biggest thing too.
Yeah, it's such a. I mean, that's the vision they had when they sat down and they were like, "What can we do better?" Top Golf, the first floor is least coveted. You know, people don't want to come to an entertainment facility and then just be put on the ground. Like,
Yep.
they can go to Rose Creek for that. Right?
Yep.
So that's where they keep all their offices. That's where they keep the kitchen, all that stuff. And we wanted to be able to grow the game. So they had the idea of, okay, let's make a golf performance academy.
Yep.
And we were able to reserve 4 bays for lessons, club fittings. We're going to do Callaway, Ping, and PXG right away when we open. My vision is to have it all. Like, you come in and like, you want your Mizunos.
Yep.
I'm going to get you those. Like, obviously we got to walk before we can run. So
Yeah,
you got to start
exactly.
somewhere. But like Callaway, they gave us 24 driver heads, 32 iron heads, and 96 shafts to play around with.
That's cool.
We're going to be a
great.
regional hub for PXG, so they're going to give us something pretty similar to that. They're working on a mock-up right now. That's going to be a ton of fun. They're going to plaster that side, and it's just going to look awesome in there. And then Ping's going to give us a pretty good fitting setup as well with some putters and everything. We'll do putter fittings, which is something completely unique because you just can't go to a golf course right now and be like, hey, I want to get fit for a putter.
Right.
Yep.
And so with you touched on our putt view technology. It's basically putt preview in real life.
Yeah,
as
and
far
if
as
any of you
2K.
guys out there who play 2K21, which I know a lot of you do, you hit what, R1, L1 for a putt preview?
Just hold A.
Hold A, it gives you the
A,
full line straight to the hole. It does the same thing from the projectors up top.
Yeah, and it's amazing technology. I mean, to be able to play around with it and mess around with it, it's fantastic. And most importantly, there's games on there. So
Yep.
like, I think you guys played a mean
The
game
beer
of
pong.
putt pong.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, putt
played
pong.
It
Pong,
lasted
so-
way too long.
I know. I know.
Not tic-tac-toe, though. Ryan dusted me in 3 shots.
Kicked
Yeah,
your butt.
that was
yeah,
easy.
that was not long.
Not on camera, though, so you can't prove it.
So this is going to be open all year round, correct?
all year round.
Okay.
2 days were closed, Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Okay. So I think the beautiful thing about coming here to get fitted for clubs is you can actually see real ball flight.
Full ball flight. We're using
You're not
real
hitting
range
into a
balls.
simulator.
Yeah.
Because I noticed, I was telling you, I was at the simulator on Saturday for 2 hours, and I came here for 3 hours.
Normal day. Normal day.
Just a casual Saturday for me.
Dude, didn't you have like your lawn to mow or something?
No,
At that time, it was probably snow to blow.
Yeah,
Are
I
you
didn't have
kidding
shit
me?
to do. So what I noticed is like, God, I was hitting a lot of really good drives on the simulator, and I'm like, this isn't right. This just isn't. I
This
do not-
isn't me.
Well,
I do not hit
You
this
find
many
out pretty
fairways.
quick here, whether
Oh
it's
God, yeah. And
putting
then
down on that green or coming up here and
Yeah,
swinging,
you
'cause
gotta-
see it all. Man.
you got to play the wind. You got to do all that. So all the external factors are now put into play to where if you want to really improve your golf game, you want to go see ball flight.
Yeah, and that's. I mean, I think this is the spot to be to come get fit. I mean, even in the summer with the technology we have available, we have a Foresight GC Quad, which is the most accurate launch monitor you can get on the market. It'll tell you where you hit the ball on your club face down to the nearest millimeter.
We got to get me on that.
Whether
GC
or not you
quad.
want to see that, I know Matt probably it wouldn't register on the face. But
Give me a couple years, I'll hop
yeah,
on.
there we go. Yeah, we'll
Matt's
give
fresh.
it a couple. Yeah,
Matt's literally what, 8 months, a year into.
Probably about a year now, I'd say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Still
that's
way
the-
behind the
And,
ears.
Yeah.
he's 8 months. He's a year into golf. And we went to go register for Golf League today, and he'd never golfed at the local course, but he's golfed TPC, he's golfed Kierland.
he's got all the
Yeah.
big names.
You've golfed Myrtle Beach.
Yeah.
You've golfed some great places.
That's so
So places
fucked
in
up.
Tennessee, North Carolina, stuff like that. And
Yep.
then only one course here, Prairie Wood so far.
Oh,
Not
we'll,
even the
we'll-
best course here.
we'll take you on the
It's a
Fargo
great course,
tour.
but like,
yeah, exactly.
Yep.
No, okay. Let me just touch on that. We're going to jump around here for a second, but you mentioned he's new to golf.
Yep.
Mhm.
And then the last podcast, you're chirping me about telling him to keep his head down.
Yeah, so that was a big
'Cause,
thing. That was a great
okay.
bit by us. Great bit by us.
Look,
Because
he's
you
in
want-
defense mode now.
Dude,
But also,
I,
you
the
weren't-
second I heard that, I was like, okay, here we go. I got notes for everything.
But also, he wasn't paying you for that lesson, so you're only
No.
gonna give him a little bit of the
yeah, I
little
want to
piece of
help
pie.
out, but yeah. No, I mean, keep your head down. It's
all we
legit.
were saying is that eventually when you get good at golf, keep your head down doesn't apply anymore. It does, but it doesn't.
It's a distilled version of what you should do.
Yes.
It's a
Yeah.
fundamental,
So like,
isn't it?
yeah, for
Step
for
one.
like,
It's
yeah,
step
like,
one.
and then one of you guys mentioned it, it's like keeping your eye on the ball.
Yeah.
Yep, exactly.
That's what we're trying to get you to do.
Yep.
Yeah.
But I mean, in the moment, I could have told you that because you're moving your head up and down, left to right, the bottom of your swing arc is changing, and because the bottom of your swing arc is changing, you're going to hit the ground early or hit the ground late, and then you're going to cause this thin shot or a chunk shot. And I mean, I could have gone into detail there,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, that
Yeah.
that
Yeah,
detail.
I mean, I didn't want. I know.
Get your
I wanna
free
keep it
lesson.
simple.
Yeah.
That
No.
flew right over my head. I'm not ready for these lessons.
Well,
I just
I digested everything right there.
Yeah, I didn't understand a single thing. you
Ryan's a
just said.
student of the game.
All I got was keep your head down.
Okay, so let's talk about this here for a second.
Yep.
We've had a lot of discussions about lessons, and we have somewhat pinned down my poor performance at the Pine to Palm, which, okay, big time Pine to Palm bit on this podcast. We talked about it for weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Lucas got third overall championship division. I think I probably
name's
played,
on,
this
my
last
name's on
year?
the board. No, that was probably it was 3 years ago now.
sorry, 3 years ago.
2 years ago, I was medalist.
I
So
think
my name's on the board. If you go to DL Country Club, it's
It's there.
medalist Lucas Johnson. It means like literally nothing because I didn't get a trophy.
Hey,
I
Ryan
mean,
would literally
I did
kill
get
a
a trophy,
person
but like,
Yeah, you would.
my name is on the board.
How come
so-
you didn't play last year? Did you get banned?
No, I did play last year. I just lost.
Oh,
like, the-
sorry.
And you're
Well,
allowed to
second
play.
round.
You're allowed to play this year because you're not banned.
No, I'm not allowed. I'm a pro now, so I
Oh,
can't play.
gotcha.
It's an
No
average
shit.
only
Hey,
tournament.
can you caddy?
Yeah. I could caddy, yeah.
Good to know. I might
have
be
an
looking for one.
Yeah, man.
I mean, I got people lined up to have me caddy for them. So if you decide
thought we
to
were
go a
getting
I
different
thought you
Yeah.
were
way-
sneaking on.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. Under an alias.
well, we're making people think that I'm
Shooter-
caddying.
Shooter
and then we're gonna
Gilmore?
sneak
Well,
on.
we've already talked about you playing as Matt on the
Brian.
podcast.
We can't make this public, okay?
Yeah.
No,
so
that's
when you
definitely not happening.
so when you see Prince of Parmesan up on the qualifying rounds, you know it's Ryan.
Okay. We've talked a lot about lessons on this podcast. I've gotten one lesson before. It was a week before the tournament started.
Worst time to go. Sorry.
Exactly. Thank you. But I did shoot one of my best rounds of the summer, the first qualifying round after I got the lesson.
There you go.
Now, match play is a whole different animal to where if you get in your own head, you're screwed.
Oh, you can't. I mean, it's match play.
You're
So
screwed.
like, I always say that I love match play, but I'm terrible at it.
Me too.
So like, I love how it's only one hole at a time. Right?
Yep.
I mean, it is
Well, I
simple.
feel like,
but like
you're able to come back easier if it's not
you would
stroke,
think,
right?
You would think, but I play. I've played stroke play my whole life, so it's like, how do you get out of that?
Yeah.
You know? And when I did play my best, when I had the semifinalist finish, I was like stroke play mode. I was playing the best golf I've ever had in my life. Like I think through 12
Interesting.
holes, one of my rounds, I was 9 under through 12 holes out there.
Damn.
We both made the turn. We were both 6 under par, and our match was even.
Hell yeah.
So it was just, and
That's
that was
electric.
like fun. I was like, so you mix the match play and the stroke play,
Yeah.
and it was like you made the turn. I looked at my dad; he was caddying for me, and I think I lost the hole with a par on hole 9. And I looked at him, and we were even going into 10. I'm like, I'm 6 under. What do you want me to do?
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
Like-
exactly.
He's like, keep doing
Seriously.
what you're doing.
Yeah, no, it was like you would essentially were just like my swings there, everything. You just,
Is that
it's a war of attrition at that point. It's like,
you're
don't make a mistake.
6 under. You ask Dad what to do. He looks at you. He says, "Keep your head down."
Keep your head down. It's multifaceted.
Yes,
it's
yes.
not just physical swing, but it's mental.
So for someone out there who's never gotten lessons before, what's a prototypical regimen look like for, hey, should I sign up for 1 lesson a month? Should I sign up for 2 lessons a week?
Mhm.
Should I just get 1 lesson and then practice what I'm taught and hopefully it works out? What's that look like?
It is completely up to the individual. I mean, I know guys.
What do you
that are like-
recommend
what I at least 2
to
a
get
month.
good at golf?
At least 2 a month.
Okay.
2 a month.
2 a month,
Okay.
every other week.
I think people are all. I'm all for doing the once every week kind of deal because you get the constant, like it's like going to the chiropractor.
Yep.
It's like you get the constant adjustments. But at a certain point, I think you kind of need to figure it out on your own to the point of like get out on the course and figure it out.
Yep.
Because so many times you guys will get on the range. Like, I can do it on the range, but I get out on the course, can't do it. It's like, well, you need to be out
We
on the
talked
course.
about
to
that
do
last
it.
week.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think about that? Ryan thinks hitting the range before round is hurtful.
To me,
Yeah, it's a personal thing.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
the same thing.
what do you
It
say?
is, but-
Inverse relationship?
It's an inverse relationship.
A lot
yeah.
of people agreed with the inverse relationship. Yep. Because if I have a good range session, I'm going to play dog shit on the course and vice versa.
Well, I hope not. You should fix that. That's all I'm saying.
But Ryan and I
Yes.
also battle with mental demons quite
well, and that's
regularly.
where that's where you need to utilize the range session differently. You can't think about it like. And I was a ranger.
What do you think
like
about?
growing up? I was like, if I'm not on the range, something's wrong with me.
What do you think about?
Like-
what do you think about when you're out on the course?
Out on the course,
Yep.
it's the next shot. I mean, it's like I'm stepping on the tee. It's like, okay, where's the trouble and what kind of? I mean, I cut the ball, and if I'm cutting the ball that day on the range, like my practice session when I get to a course is I'm gonna go like tournament style. Like I never warm up when I'm just going to play
Right.
Fargo.
Yeah.
Because they're going to give me a second tee shot. And then after that, I'm good. But yeah, like tournament style, I get to the range and it's like loosening up my tight back. I'm going to hit a handful of wedges till I feel like my contact's good. And then it's just figuring out what, like how big of a cut I'm playing today. If it's 5 yards or if it's 15. And then you just kind of got to like dance with the girl you brought to prom. That's what my dad always said. You know, it's like you can't go out there and fight it because all of a sudden you're going to get it in your head and you're going to dig yourself a hole you can't get out of.
Play the hand
like,
you're given.
Yeah, it's like you're standing on 5T wondering why you got a 30-yard hook right now and still aiming 30 yards left. You're like, I think I can rely on the hook now. But yeah, it's mostly warm-up. Like you just have to get loose and then figure out what you're playing that day.
Well, I think where I went wrong was when I was warming up on the range, I was just trying to hit it farther than the guy next to me.
That's a tough one.
Ryan creates competition when there is not competition all the time.
That's
Because
good,
I'm
though.
trying to
I
get in
mean,
their head.
Right.
Trying to get in their head. Like, wow, am I just not hitting the ball as far today, or is this guy? Can this
not-
guy stroke?
But also,
No, I can't.
You
I
gotta,
just like that's
I've
the range.
seen your swing. I don't think you got to compare yourself to other people. I think you just got to live it.
Thank you.
Just stripe it and then
Absolutely.
let them worry about themselves.
Thank you.
yeah, let them beat themselves.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's like half the battle right there.
100%.
What if they weren't even paying attention to you?
They probably weren't. But again,
I mean, I can almost guarantee they weren't.
they definitely weren't. But you can't tell me that you went to the range and not watched the guy's shot next to you.
I have.
Thank you.
No, I have not watched their shots.
Yes,
Really?
you have.
No.
You're
Yes.
at least thinking about it.
No, I'm thinking about my shots. I'm thinking about, all right, what am I going to do? I'm not hitting it solid. What am I going to do to
See,
fix
no,
it?
that's healthy, but you're at least thinking a little bit, oh, they're hitting it really far. I should try and go for
okay,
it.
so I'll notice if somebody hits a bomb, but I'll be like, holy shit, that was sweet.
Yeah, and I'll kind of do the
Yeah.
same thing, but it's not like I'm going to try and hit it farther.
No, I don't do that after. I would be like, wow, damn,
Yeah.
that guy's going to get in trouble because he's hitting it past the range.
You might know your limitations more than Ryan does.
I think I'm more
More comfortable with who you are.
Yes, Matt.
That's a
thank
great
you.
way to put it, actually. And I would agree.
Yeah.
I would agree with that.
Ryan's always striving to be better. I think he's like, I will get better
like-
eventually, but
Yep.
It's like a fault.
I'm
you're
in
like,
no rush.
You got to take a break every now and again, you know.
I
Just
have a hard time
decompress.
taking it.
5 hours on a Saturday, just going between a simulator to here.
But here's the thing. The reason I did it was because when we got here, I was playing. I haven't played that good of golf in the last 8 months. So I'm like, let's just keep it going.
Which also I do want to touch on. I did give you a little teaser lesson the time before you showed up.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I didn't get a shout out. You guys were
Shit.
you were just absolutely shitting on me on the pod. And I do remember fixing your iron swing. You absolutely flushed 2 in a row. Like
I
the
did.
best of the day.
Yep.
And then
I
you
did.
just turned around and shat on me on the pod. So
I don't even remember.
Well, I
what we
wanted to
said.
give you a chance.
I mean, most of it was like head down and like you were chirping me for telling him that, and then you go, that makes me question his ability. I was like, dude, I just
no, I wanted
straight
you to
up
give you a chance to redeem yourself. So now you're
I
here.
redeemed myself that day.
You did. That's true. That's true. And I didn't even pay you either.
No,
So
that's a scary thing. I probably should have charged.
yeah. Well, that was where the head down bit came from. He didn't pay you. It's like that's all the information. I could have gave you that information. It would have been free. So you got
My information was free.
Yeah,
you gotta draw a line.
got it for
I'm like
free.
an
You gotta draw a line.
accredited professional, so
Yeah.
Yeah, you're like at least a scratch golfer, right?
I can listen to the
+4.
scratch.
Yeah.
golf.
That was-
last time I checked. Yeah.
That was another thing too. Is it's kind of like asking a farmer how many acres they have. You just don't do that.
What?
You don't ask
Ask him
a
his
farmer.
handicap.
You don't ask a farmer how many acres they have. Just like I feel like insulting someone's handicap is
I
kind of
didn't insult it.
No,
I fully meant it as a compliment. So we were here last weekend, and I was talking to Lucas. He's like, "Yeah, you're a scratch golfer, so you would know." And he looked at me. He got offended.
Well, I was
He's
not
like,
offended.
"Scratch? I'm a little better than scratch."
I see
Yeah.
scratch as like the ultimate. End
Hell
game.
yeah!
No,
Like,
I mean,
there's no way.
like I'm okay with scratch. Like that's
Yeah.
fine.
So
I
what?
did want to. Honestly, I was flexing a little bit.
you have to when you have that
All
good of
right.
a handicap.
Yeah, I don't use it ever. Like why would I play in a net event when I'm already behind like 16 shots?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So explain to me how the handicap system works, because I just played in a handicap tournament on PGA 2K, and I was getting pissed because I was hit all of my par threes became par twos, and I was like, "What the fuck is going on? My game is messed
so
up."
You're okay. So I haven't played 2K and I don't know how long, but as far as like how real life,
Yeah,
Yeah, okay, so let's just
Yeah.
hypothetically say I'm a 10 handicap and you're a +4.
Correct.
So you're 14 shots better than me. Right?
in the
Right.
handicap system.
In the
yeah.
handicap system.
So if you two were to play a head-to-head stroke match with the handicap system invoked, how
Yeah.
does that work?
Well, yeah, I would barter because I really don't want to give you 14 shots because I know I'm probably going to miss a couple.
Okay.
I would probably I'd give you 10. I'd play to a scratch. I'd give you 10 shots.
So essentially, it's just at the end of the day, you shoot an 80, Ryan shoots a 90. I'm not insulting you with that 80.
No, it's fine.
I'm just using good
That's
math.
A little.
It's a tie.
We could have gone like 70 and 80.
Okay.
He's taking it personally. It's like a Michael Jordan moment right now. He's just writing all these notes down.
You
He's-
should-
Tough.
He's gonna take it out
That
on
is.
your lesson.
You should think
Yeah,
about like
enter the Michael Jordan. And I took that personally.
write these
Just
down,
enter that in right now.
clip this out, and then like put a pause on your pro card for like a week and play into the pine to palm and just keep playing this clip over and over. Just keep hearing 80.
On repeat.
70
Yeah.
and 80. I can,
Yeah.
70 and 80. Especially if
Yeah.
we're playing around here, it's 70 and 80. I will not shoot 80 around these courses.
Okay.
Really?
So you shoot a
I won't
70.
shoot. I won't shoot 80 on these courses.
I don't think I could break 100.
Yeah. You're gonna break 100 this year.
That's my goal.
Yeah.
So
It's a good goal. It's a really good goal.
everybody's been asking. Everyone's been wondering when's Ryan going to actually get good at golf. What do I got to do to get good at golf?
Who's asking that?
Is it the person next to you in the driving range?
I'm not saying it. I'm not saying it, but there's a bunch of people are like, you claim to be good at
You're
golf. but
trash.
You're trash. Which
No, well,
you're not wrong. But what do I got to do?
This year we'll take some serious steps. In the golf industry, you can't guarantee anything,
No,
Right.
absolutely.
but I feel pretty good that we will at least make it slightly better.
Even if I can shave 4 strokes off,
4 is a lot, but yeah.
but I got new clubs which shave 3 off.
yeah, okay. Yeah, so a stroke. Yeah, we can.
So
If
the
you
new
don't
putter
have him
too.
down 15 strokes by the end of the summer, he's going to tell everybody at the driving range.
He's not a scratch golfer by the end of the summer.
Even if I could get down
That's
2
offensive.
strokes.
That's for some.
Mm-hmm.
He's a 10
Okay.
right now to get him down to a
So
scratch. That's,
Ryan
That's hard,
shoots an
Tyler.
80, you shoot a 70.
Yeah.
You're using this. It's a tie then.
that's a tie.
Okay.
Yep.
So essentially, like if we were to have a scorecard, each hole has its own handicap, 1 through 18. 18 being
Mhm.
the easiest, 1 being the hardest. So if he's playing, I'm on a scratch, he's playing to a 10. So he would get 10 bumps. So on the scorecard, you would put like a dot on the first through the 10th handicap hole.
Okay.
Because
Yeah,
that's
on
what's
those-
happening on
and
my
on those-
scorecard because
yeah.
I'm a plus on the game.
Okay.
Like
Aren't you offended when you get to play to a scratch, like when you're playing with your buddies?
It did piss
I mean,
me off,
Yeah,
actually, in the game. I was like, why are they taking my strokes away here?
That's
But
why.
there was little dots
That's
next
why.
to a bunch of the holes.
Well, and the stupidest thing, well, not stupidest because there's very smart people at the USGA that came up with this, but like a lot of the strokes that I have to give back are on par 3s.
Yep.
So like
Yep.
I'm giving you a stroke on a par 3, so you're already starting. You're at -1 when you hit your tee shot.
Yep.
I'm at 1. Like if I miss the green and if I'm playing my back tees, if I miss the green from 200 yards and don't get it up
yeah,
and
you
down,
got a hole out for par.
I mean, I have to like there's hard par 3s around here, but that's like where I'm giving out all my strokes. So like that's where, I mean, I shouldn't be complaining about this because I should just be better. That's like,
See, I think where I'm
That's
going
a
wrong
good
is
attitude. I like that motto.
the
Just be
button.
better.
Nobody
Yeah.
cares. Work harder. I would
Yeah.
say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Someone said
No,
that. Could have
I
been
like-
me.
yeah, honestly, I haven't played enough where I'm like giving people strokes because I don't play in a lot of net stuff.
Yeah.
But like if I am gonna play someone, I want to make it fair for both parties. Like as crappy as that
Yeah.
sounds. Like,
The handicap's an interesting thing. It's kind of confusing to a lot of people. We've never really talked about it because I don't think we've fully understood it.
Right. That's why I wanted the guru to explain
Yep.
it a little bit.
Well, and I can't go down the road of like how they come up with it.
Yeah.
There is a big explanation
Yeah.
for it, but like I just don't really.
Well, I
care
think
enough
because the
to
guy I usually
research.
play against, he's probably 4 strokes better than me. So I need to take advantage of those 4 strokes. I need
Absolutely.
to start. I absolutely.
No,
need-
and that's like the thing. Like when you get to a net event and like you realize where you're getting bumps on those holes, like you can just take a couple holes off as
Yeah.
long as the holes you get bumps on, like you show up.
yeah.
Like even a par net birdie is like that's gonna help out.
yeah, I should start sandbagging my handicap.
Don't do
Yeah.
that.
Really? Is that
No, I
against the
hate
rules?
that. I hate that so much.
But
Like
we're,
guys that come in and be like, I'm a 16 handicap, and then
Yeah.
they just go out and shoot 78, and you're like, dude,
My dad was complaining about that at league last year. So there's these
Yeah,
guys that
no,
played
that's the worst.
shitty at league all year long, and then the end of the year they have that it's a handicap
just
net
tear it up.
tournament,
Yeah.
and then they were like 15 under.
yeah, don't do that.
Yeah.
yeah, check people on their handicaps. Real quick before we transition over to Masters talk, because it is Masters week. It's a
Yes.
big week.
We didn't
Finally.
forget. We didn't
Finally.
forget.
The goal was to get green jackets for the pod, but we couldn't find them. Thrift stores were supply chain.
Yeah, we also had that idea this morning. We just we went there. We're like, can we order some green jackets in? They're like, won't be here till later this afternoon.
Yep.
So
Yep. So
Too late.
yeah, too late.
Anyway, one thing I want to point out about some of the technology here. So this is what I have not seen at other golf facilities like this one. Again, I was here last Saturday for a very long time, and it was just me and a buddy. And instead of just like hitting to targets or long drive, which like that's fun right away to kind of get warmed up and whatnot. But you can't sit there and play that for 3 hours. So one of the greatest features,
which I will say is surprising given your disposition.
He
for
says
hitting
that
balls.
but he could. You could.
I
You
probably
could totally just hit
but
balls
this
for
just
3 hours.
this is just icing
Well,
on
yeah. Now that the game that you got into,
icing on the cake. So you can actually come in, you can play a full 18 holes on the courses that are uploaded onto the TV technology. And the putting is very interesting because once you get within, so you hit your normal shots, you pick what pin is like the center of the fairway or like directly towards the green, whatever that may be. You pick what pin you want to aim at, and then you just play out every single shot. You know, you have a 135-yard shot, you're going to hit a pitching wedge to aiming at that pin, right? So you're playing an actual 18 holes. Then when you get to the putting, once you're 35 yards and in, it's a chip shot onto one of the front targets. So the farther out you are, the smaller the circle is to have a better score on that hole. The closer you are, so say I put one on the green on my second shot, I'm 10 feet out. My birdie circle is going to be a lot bigger chipping into one of these front targets than it would be if I was 35
do you
yards
want
away.
a job?
Yes.
Like we're hiring. Like
No,
that was a heck of a spiel right there.
It was a
Like
little bit, it was a little choppy, but we got super used to it within like the first 25 minutes.
It is.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
the hardest part out here.
The
is
first 2
figuring out
holes,
the
I was
aim.
confused, and then I had it after that.
There are like certain games where like the aim doesn't necessarily matter because you get to aim yourself.
Yep.
But yeah, definitely like the virtual golf, the 18 hole. We've got like 17 golf courses that update like monthly.
Yeah.
They'll be rotating. Like, you know, Tyler, you guys were playing St. Andrews before this. I think where you guys played out in Sweden somewhere.
Yep.
There's Pebble Beach, Torrey Pines, Pinehurst number 2. A couple other courses.
Yes.
I feel
there's
bad
a
that I
bunch.
don't know them. There's 17.
Yeah, there's Beth Page is on there.
Kauai Country Club, the
Yep.
one in Hawaii. So you can come out here and it's literally like you're playing a full 18 holes in a simulator, but you're seeing real ball flight. You're working on your short game because putting is chipping on
Correct me
this.
if I'm wrong, but it's pretty accurate too.
Very accurate.
Yes.
Very
Yeah.
accurate.
I mean, that's what I found.
Yep.
Like I had a chip because I stuck one on the green, and even if it's on the
stuck
green,
one.
not to brag,
You rolled
you
one
still
up on the
chip
green.
again to determine if you're going to 1-putt or 2-putt.
Yep, exactly.
And then I had to go to the closest target, and I hit the center of it, and it actually was on the center, like exactly where
It
my
is.
ball
Yeah,
hit.
I mean,
so.
it's crazy. And the craziest part is like the technology that we have here. So we have 60 bays, and to monitor all 60 bays is just 6 total cameras.
Really?
Just 6.
I thought there was a camera per bay.
No,
I'm
6.
losing.
6 total.
Damn.
1 in the corner, and then like 4 kind of in the middle, and then 1 more in the back corner.
Huh.
But that's it.
Yeah, it's really cool, man.
And it's really dumb. Like I don't understand how it works.
well, it's
I'm like,
you don't
dude,
need
come
to.
on.
You don't
I
need
was
to.
like talking with the guy.
Yeah.
I was like, so at what point do they like suck? He's like, no, these things tracking golf balls is the least of their worries.
Yeah.
So it's like the technology is so high end that it's silly.
yeah. So if you guys want to come out and play 18 holes on 17 different courses, it's seriously, that's what I'll be playing from here on out. I'll warm up with the games closest to pin, whatever, but playing an actual round is next level.
Yeah, that was my point. Like some of the games, it doesn't matter where you aim. Like the points game. So like if you're going to like a Top Golf, I should stop saying their name.
I haven't said it one time.
Dangerous.
Yep.
If you go to a similar facility
Yep.
and you play the points game, it's essentially the same thing where you just pick a target and hit at it. But then like the closest to the pin, the driving channel, like you have to set middle. And like that's the trickiest part to understand.
Yep.
Like you're not necessarily like wanting to hit to that target every single time, but like if you hit it over it, that's straight in the game.
Yep.
So
Exactly.
it is. I mean, we have fantastic bay hosts here. They walk you through it all, and like we literally spent a week learning the system.
Yeah.
And so they get it all, and it's fantastic.
Yeah. If you see me here and you got questions, just let me know. 'Cause
It is. We
Just
should
come
get
flag
you.
him
We
down.
should get you a shirt.
Give me a
and just
polo.
every once in a while. That's why we don't
Yeah.
kick you out. It's like
Yeah.
you get 2 hours on Saturday.
Yeah.
We have to just go give bay tours.
So that's one of the things I like about the club fittings and the lessons is you don't have to worry about them juicing the simulator because you get to actually see it. And we've talked about this. Like I thought that club fittings at certain
believe it,
locations
too.
are a scam.
I believe it too.
because
Like, I
they
went and got
juice the
fit
shit out of the simulator,
went
and you
and
can't do that here.
I went and got fit at Ping, and
Yeah.
like their Ping HQ,
Mhm.
and it was best experience of my life. I was hitting far enough to back up into the tour bay. No big deal.
Let's go.
I think they said Tony Finau was in there the week before.
Oh,
me,
really?
so
Not
it's fine.
he wasn't backed up though, right?
Yeah, I mean he was. 'Cause
Oh,
I don't know if you
okay.
noticed, he hits it a really long way.
A little
yeah.
bit, but
But yeah, they were like saying I was carrying my 3-wood 290 yards, and like I don't hit it short, but I definitely don't carry
Yeah.
it 290 yards.
Yeah.
That's absurd, by the way.
well,
I
then,
don't know.
then there's just no hiding here because you're hitting it out into the open.
No,
You
that's
can
what I'm
see-
saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the only thing you can maybe hide is like our net's only 250 yards away. So like, I know it's not a problem for you, Tyler, but like for for some guys, like
I hit one 270 today at
well,
St.
probably only
Andrews, so-
carried 230. So
Wow, it rolled to the net, so it hit the net, right?
yeah, well,
The net got in its way. It would have rolled 300. I hit it really hard.
hit 300.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, soft settings.
I don't think you
on it.
understand how gravity works.
Hey, I don't think you understand how hard I swing.
It's true.
I mean,
don't swing
it
hard.
will carry 300 if we fix your grip. That's all I'm saying.
Mhm.
Boom.
We're not doing it. We can't fix my grip.
I think we've got to. If we have a professional telling you got to do it, it's
Here's-
purely out of spite.
here's-
I
the
want
thing.
you. I want you to
can't
find
do
a
it.
professional playing in the Masters right now with the same grip
Matt
you
Wolf.
have.
No, he doesn't.
He does have a funky swing though.
Swing, not he has a normal grip. If you,
I'll find him.
I will.
I'll
I will
find him.
allow it if you can find me a professional playing in the Masters that has that grip.
Okay. Deal.
But it has to be. It can't just be like a slightly strong grip. It has to be. You're absurdly.
Velociraptor.
Hey, whatever
You had
it
it
is.
backwards. You had it backwards.
Oh, is that?
Yeah.
Is it this? I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yep. Yeah. It's
See,
like
it's
that.
so funky. I don't even.
It's
know.
It's comfy.
Like,
It's comfy.
comfy.
So that's the thing. How are you going to get me to change my grip without me feeling like I am a fish out of
You're
water?
gonna
No,
feel, you're gonna feel weird right away.
You have to. It is It is repetition. I just say there's no way around it, especially at this point that it's probably so ingrained that
do you mean?
you will, and I'm okay with it. You will hate me. Like I probably will not have any correspondence with you after this lesson because you're gonna hate me so much. Like,
Yeah, I'm not coming back
you're
in.
just like, yeah, it's a sick facility with that Lucas guy.
I'm gonna
Jeez.
call ahead, be like, "Hey, I want to reserve a bay. Is Lucas there?" You're like, "Yep." All right, never mind.
Hang on.
Click.
Yeah.
Then they're gonna come to me. Hey, this guy keeps calling in, wondering if you're here. Like, what'd you do?
It's like, do you have a stalker?
It was
Like a
like-
reverse stalker?
Just trying to fix this grip, man. That's it.
It's important.
No, you will hate me for a while.
Yeah.
But
So am I going to be
the
really,
second-
really shitty for a while?
I don't know.
One of
My goal is to get you to.
Nothing in golf is guaranteed.
Yeah.
My goal is to get you to fix a swing, and then you're gonna hit like 2 in a row that are just absolutely striped,
Mhm.
Yeah.
and you're like, hey, this isn't that bad.
Okay.
But I can't guarantee that. Like
Okay.
you could change your grip, and then you won't make contact, and then we got a problem on our
That's going
hands.
to be embarrassing. I don't know if I want Mitch to film it anymore. Mitch was going to film it.
We need like 4 different camera angles.
I also won't be there.
I'm actually glad you're not coming. Mitch, you are filming it, but
I won't be there.
Are you getting nervous?
a little.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, I don't want to change, but I think I have to change, or these lessons are going to be for nothing.
We talked about it before too when I watched you hit. I mean, it is like, no offense, so like.
None taken.
That means
Because I said no offense. This is
Yeah, you
whatever's
can say
coming
whatever
next
you
is
want.
fine. No offense. It is
Yeah.
disgusting how you hit the ball. Like the fact that you make solid contact with that swing. I just don't understand. Like you absolutely like the one that you talked about where you hit it in the center of the target.
Yep.
I mean, you were aimed 50 yards right.
No, it was
And
a
then you're with
40-yard
your
chip.
Yeah,
Whoopsies.
but you're still. If I laid down a club at your feet, I guarantee you it was aimed at the parking lot. Like there's just no way.
Maybe. If it
So,
works, it
like,
works, right?
You know, I mean, if it's, I'm not gonna have you set up all of a sudden like a PGA Tour pro if you can't hit the ball. Like I'm gonna make sure that you can hit the ball.
Okay.
I'm just gonna harass you about. getting better.
Can we change my grip just a little?
Oh, so now
We'll
you're
see.
backing down.
No, I'm just saying
Now you're backing down from I'm not changing it at all.
just don't want to change it, guys.
It's because you're
I'm
old.
being
You
a
don't like
child.
change.
I know. I know.
So the thing with changing your grip, once you change your grip, your swing path has to change.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So it is so ingrained in you right now. Like we talked about this, you hit a 40-yard hook. And
Sometimes.
it's when
From
you make
one
clean
net to
contact,
the other.
and you're just like, well, it's always going left. It's like, yeah, because it physically cannot go right. There's just zero way that it will ever
I've hit
go
a
right.
fade before.
Was your grip different?
No, I turned the club face almost all the way out.
That's the only way.
It was like sitting in my hands almost perpendicular to the ball.
Yeah. Well, you have to with that swing. So
Yeah.
like right now you are so into out with your face that shut. The only way that ball can go is left. So when I change the grip, now all of a sudden when you rotate your hands, that club's not going to turn as much.
Mm-hmm.
And so with that into out swing, you're going to start hitting it right. In our first 15 swings or whatever, that ball is not going to come back and you're going to hate me. And then after I start telling you, okay, now we're going to start swinging outside to in and get that ball more on plane, I think you're going to be really happy with me.
This is all gibberish.
We're
I
gonna
don't understand.
we gotta
any of
save
that.
this. I understand every single word he said.
Oh my god.
At least someone gets me. Right?
Matt, did
I'm
you
also a
understand
golf nerd,
anything
though.
he said?
I just am thinking about the fact I'm gonna have a window of opportunity to beat you this summer.
You
That's
are.
all I've been thinking
You
about these
are.
last 5 minutes.
That's true.
Let's save.
That's my grand scheme of things.
Let's save all this out.
You're just paying Luke.
Yeah, exactly. You're giving the worst advice
It's
possible.
Really in his head, he's like, God, his grip's perfect. I gotta earn Matt's money
I
here.
guarantee you that's not what I'm thinking.
Okay.
Okay, we'll save the rest of the grip talk for
Yeah.
the actual lesson.
Yeah.
We will.
No,
Let's take a break and we'll talk about the Masters. It is finally Masters Week, Ryan. It is Masters Week, and you know what makes Masters Week even more fun? DraftKings Sportsbook, Ryan. You can bet on so much shit at the Masters.
50 on Tiger.
I'm going to tell you something you can't bet on here in our next segment. Some conspiracy theories about the Masters. But if the sportsbook isn't available to you in your state, you can still use the fantasy app. I have 2 teams drafted on the fantasy app, and one of my teams has one Tiger Woods on it, even though he hasn't said he's going to be playing in the Masters
Hasn't declared
or not.
yet.
So I'm rolling the dice on Tiger, and if I do, God, that would be something if Tiger went off. It's not only for me and my betting, but just for the golf world as a whole.
And for your family.
So ahead of Masters Week, it's Wednesday today. Go to DraftKings Sportsbook, go to the DraftKings Fantasy app, and make sure you're ready to go for the Masters.
Must be 21 years old, New Jersey, and Pacific. New customers only. Minimum $5 deposit, $1 wager required. 1 per customer. Restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. If you have a game with Brown Golf winner, gambler. That was bad.
That was.
I was gonna time you, but
That was
good.
bad
that
ad
was
read.
one word.
I'm thinking about that last swing I took with the 7 iron. 168.
Yeah, I went to the bathroom for 45 seconds and come out here Ryan taking hacks.
Well, get the swings in.
even with the jeans and the boots,
Yeah.
Jeans and boots, yeah. So I'm like
Your
raised up a
weighted
couple
blanket
inches.
still is not working.
Yeah, but
we're gonna have to like get handcuffs or something. for him.
Seriously.
He can still swing with handcuffs.
That's
for the
true,
most
that's
part.
true.
Behind the back, maybe.
I'm
He'd be working on putting.
actually
That's- yeah.
I am addicted though to hitting balls,
Mhm.
and I think you can probably attest to that.
I mean, there are worse things to be addicted to.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like nicotine and
Crack.
drugs,
crack cocaine,
Drugs mostly. Yeah.
Yeah,
Gambling. 1-800-GAMBLER.
Yeah, if you got a problem, call it.
yeah.
So,
Great
Lucas,
advice.
Yeah.
as a professional, you are a professional golfer. You are in the golf world every single day. Does the Masters mean something different to you than the casual golf fan?
What a great question, Tyler.
Thank
That
you.
is a really good one.
There's that journalist coming out.
Yeah,
Seriously. Didn't think I was gonna be getting grilled today.
Yeah, sorry. Answer the question. Quit dodging it.
Does it mean something more to me?
Yeah,
That's the
do you-
question.
I mean, honestly, if I were to have a guess, I would say that you probably have a little more respect for what the Masters is than an average person who just loves the idea of like the Super Bowl of golf.
Yeah, I mean, I was fortunate enough in 2012 to go with my dad and my grandparents, and that was
No shit,
it
you've
was,
been.
Yeah, I mean that was a life-changing trip for me.
Why?
That's got to be cool. Oh, this
Mainly because John Daly was signing autographs in the Hooters parking lot, so that was pretty
Nice.
big. No,
That's huge.
what a
Just
highlight!
kidding.
Yeah, right. No, it is different there. You step on. I mean, no phones allowed.
Mhm.
No running. You will be banned. I mean, talk about getting banned from Pine of Palm. Imagine getting banned from Augusta.
Yeah.
That would
No,
suck.
no armrests on folding chairs.
Nope.
Yeah, we're gonna
No,
go through a
it's-
bunch
it's
of stuff. I'm
legit.
glad
Yeah,
you've
no.
been. That's
It's I mean, I was 13, so all I remember
Still,
is like
though.
the Klondike bars and waiting 2.5 hours for Rory McIlroy. But
Also, how do you know the rules going into it? What if you?
I mean, my dad informed me. I mean, it was like an hour session beforehand. It was just
Oh,
like,
really?
not really, but it was definitely like he threw out. So I like to tell
They
a story.
quiz you at
so,
the gate.
Yeah, right. I mean, there are a lot of like no phone signs. And,
Yeah.
Like, I mean, no flash photography and stuff. Like you can't take a picture in someone's backswing because of shutter.
Yep.
And like they are serious about it. It's like scary.
damn.
Especially for a 13-year-old who's just like excited to be there.
It's like I want to watch some golf, Dad.
Yeah. I mean, luckily, so actually, we went for the practice rounds, and I think
Mhm.
that is actually better than being there for a tournament. Like,
Yep.
That could be controversial, but
Yeah,
I'm fine
I
with it
would
because,
say-
like, I got to talk with a bunch of pros. Like, I was watching their practice routines, which
Mhm.
is awesome because they're like grinding.
Did they go to the range first?
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Of course it is, Tyler. They're professionals.
I was just asking.
They're
Just
not mental
warming up.
midgets.
Just
They don't have
Ryan and
inverse
I.
relationships with the range like I do.
It's true. Yeah, I mean, okay, to actually answer your question before we get into it all, but yeah, it does mean more, I think, because it is such a special place. Like if you look at the way they take care of the grounds and then just the history of it all, I think that like every day that I showed up, it was perfect. And like you almost hesitated to walk on grass because you're like, am I going to break a blade of grass? Like what's going to happen? But it is, I mean, I was even amazed watching the mowers go. So like the cool thing they do there is they basically have a lineup of mowers. It's like 6 or 7 mowers and they all just follow each other and they can mow one fairway in like 3 minutes.
Damn.
And so like at sunset, and now I forget what hole we were walking. One of the Fun 9 holes. It might have been 7. No, it would have been because we were standing by the green going back uphill. I hate that I don't know this right now. But we like look back and the sun had set and all you just see is like 7 mowers coming over the hill.
That's cool.
Just all in a line and you're like,
Goosebumps.
yeah.
Yeah.
And they're mowing grass.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
Yep.
there's people out there that are just rolling their eyes right now because
Yeah.
they're mowing grass.
But still,
it's
though.
different.
Mowing grass is the best.
Not if you're spending 8 hours on Saturdays here.
I always say my retirement job. I'm gonna be greenskeeper.
It's great. I mean,
Yep.
you're done at 2 o'clock and
Yep.
then you can do whatever you want.
Well, we'll
but
see how lessons go. My retirement job might be local golf pro.
Ooh,
let's not
really?
get ahead of ourselves here.
Hey.
I mean,
Walk
If I
before
straighten
you
it out,
run.
you're all in trouble.
Crawl before you.
About 5 minutes ago, you were told your swing was disgusting.
Yeah. Have you ever seen? Has anyone ever made a movie about somebody that didn't start at the bottom?
Disgusting has it has 2 connotations though. It could be
Yeah,
like
if this is the West
No,
Coast,
it's
I mean,
not
it's
the-
sick.
no,
Yeah,
it's
dude.
not
My
that
swing
one.
is sick.
it's
Dude,
not
your
that
swing
one.
is
It's
disgusting, bro.
filthy, dude.
It's not that one.
Okay.
It's bad.
No, so the story that I like to tell there, and it's like the highlight of my trip at Augusta, is my dad and I have the unofficial fastest time from Amen Corner to the range.
Walking,
Walking, 'cause
speed
you can't
walking,
run.
because
Yep.
you can't run.
So we
were the
always
hips moving.
Oh yeah, no, we have a joke because my dad he like kicks it into gear when he's got to get someplace.
Yep,
and
me
he
too.
walks,
Mhm.
and it's his master's walk because that's all he does.
Yep.
and he's just speed walk down there. And so we were down in Amen Corner watching like Phil Mickelson and Ricky Fowler, and a couple other guys. Maybe DJ was in there too or something like that. And Rory was my favorite golfer at the time, and so I was like, I have a master's flag that only he will sign. It was 2012, so he just switched over to Nike and sucked. But so it was like he missed the cut, and I'm like, well, no.
Damn.
But no, yeah. So we saw like they've got so everything's so old school. So there's no like TVs or screens or nothing. So they just slid in there like now on the range, and then it was Rory McIlroy, and I saw it, and I'm like, let's go right now. We're going,
Mhm.
and it was like, I mean, the Red Sea parted. It was just like people were
Just
moving around
weaving.
us. We just put our head down, and it was like, and there's elevation out there. Like it is, the TV does not do it justice. I mean, like they say it every year on TV, but honest to God, like if I went and walked it now, I don't think I can do it.
You're
I was
huffing and puffing.
13 years old. I was like probably 80 pounds lighter than I am right now. I don't think.
How do you think your dad was feeling?
Well, he's probably about 40 pounds lighter.
You should have put some Heelys on.
Dude,
Imagine going up
imagine-
there.
I can't imagine you can heal it.
Basically, just you have a foot grounded at all times. That's what differentiates walking from running. Is as long as
It's a
one
ground-
foot
yeah.
is
It's true.
grounded at all times. Now you have 2 feet grounded.
You think Heelys have ever been worn at Augusta National?
What about
Question.
light up shoes?
Definitely. There's got to be some light up shoes.
You can't
out
have
there.
phones, but light up shoes are okay.
Those are fine.
Yeah.
I think I'd be kind of intimidated going to Augusta, just knowing all these rules and in the back of my mind not wanting to break any of them.
Yeah, the toughest part, I mean, definitely now the toughest part is no phones.
Yep.
Yeah.
But
Well,
But I think that's great for everybody.
it is. No, it's phenomenal. Like, you could spend the whole day there and never once worry about it.
Yeah.
Like, why would you?
Interesting. Yeah.
You know?
Which we have an article that we're going to go through and talk about some of the highlights from it. But one of them is that it's one of the only places on Earth still where you will find a line for a payphone.
Yeah.
Mhm.
There's a payphone. 2 of them.
Yeah, there's
No
a whole,
kidding.
Yeah,
Yep.
and it's like one of the only places left where you will legit see people lined up
Yeah.
to get on a
Well, you have
payphone.
to. You don't have a phone.
Yeah. Imagine, what do? I don't carry change in my pocket anymore.
I also don't know anyone's phone number.
Yeah.
I could call my parents and 911. That's
Yep.
it.
I know my parents. That's about it.
Yeah.
Like my old home phone number.
Yep.
It's like disconnected right now.
Yep.
But,
You bring your address book with, have all the phone numbers and all that stuff in there.
My
Guess you
address
have
books
to.
is on my.
You don't have an
my
address
phone.
book yet?
I do not.
Your parents do.
Do you think?
Oh yeah.
For sure.
Every all of our parents right here have an address book somewhere in their house. Yes, they do.
Tyler's saying no.
I don't think
they,
he does.
They have to. It was like a
Maybe
thing.
my
It was a
grandparents.
thing.
My grandparents. Do.
They
It's next to the
1000%
phone
do.
still.
Yep. They probably even still have a phone book.
Yeah, it's they have their address book up next to the wall phone that's not working anymore because
Yeah.
they just use their cell phones.
Yep.
But let's go through some of the master
Yeah.
stuff. First one, and I'm glad you've been there because you can attest to some of this stuff now.
Well, it was like 8 years ago.
But you-
no,
Still,
10 years
still.
ago. Holy crap.
People don't forget.
Anyway.
We'll keep it pretty
Yep.
vague.
No, I got you.
So there's this giant fence all the way around Augusta. That's the goal of it is to keep animals out. So they're saying that there's been one deer sighted there in like 30 years.
Yes.
Some players are saying that they don't even see squirrels and that there's no birds and that they pump in bird noise.
That one was
For the
that one was
TV
spooky to
broadcast.
me.
Yeah, I think Augusta are bird truthers.
I think so too.
Well, I think the first place that people found this out at was PGA, like the PGA tournament in
PGA Championship.
PGA
yeah.
Championship in 2000.
Yeah.
And then they also pegged Augusta for doing that because they were hearing bird noises on the
air.
telecast
broadcast.
Yeah.
of birds that do not reside in that area.
Right. And like somebody called out the previous tournament and the tournament fessed up. They're like, yeah, we were pumping in bird noise for the broadcast. Sorry.
Yep.
And then they called out Augusta and Augusta was just like, no, the birds you are hearing are real birds and native to Augusta, Georgia. So
Yeah.
I don't.
That's
buy it.
scary.
Me
because
either.
They definitely could be doing that. Like that's the scary thing. Like there is a 100% possibility that they're doing it.
They
I don't
probably
want
are.
to believe that, but like no, you go there, you've never seen it.
So here's the question. Where are the squirrels and birds going?
Yeah.
Do they have a Caddyshack Bill Murray crew out there hunting squirrels
Definitely.
and birds at all times?
I thought I heard that someone witnessed that once.
I think they have
I
some
didn't see
critter
that in the article.
assassins.
Yeah.
out there.
Yeah, no, I thought I heard, and this is completely wrong. Like I have zero evidence to back this up.
Those are my favorite
Yeah,
facts.
exactly.
But I thought I heard somewhere that they witnessed a groundskeeper like BB down a squirrel.
No shit.
I thought.
It must be a smooth operation because
So now I
Yeah.
now I have Top Golf coming after me. Now I have Augusta National coming after
Yep.
me.
And you have
So-
the Caddy Illuminati after you too.
Yeah, that'll be good as
Yep.
well.
and Tyler.
And Tyler, yeah. Well,
And
hopefully
me.
he just won't talk to
the
me.
four
That's the
most
one thing.
powerful forces in all of golf.
We're part of the council,
Exactly.
if you will. So announcers are not allowed to call the rough. They call it
Yeah.
the second cut.
Second cut.
Is
Well,
that-
that's the technical term. Yep. You have a first cut and second cut.
But us golfers are not technical. So
Well, yeah, but it's Augusta National.
I get that.
It's a tradition unlike any other.
Hello, friends.
That's
Jim
their
Nance here.
tagline.
No, I mean like
Some of the
like,
stuff that that broadcasters have been kicked off the broadcast for
Ooh,
is
yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, Gary McCord gets
Yeah,
kicked off
big
because he
time.
said they didn't mow the greens. They used bikini wax on the greens.
Yeah,
Yeah.
kicked off
See ya.
immediately. I don't
David Faraday was in some hot water once.
What
Wasn't
do
he?
you do?
Well, he's Irish. He's just harsh.
He was just talking normal.
He's just talking smack. That
Yeah.
guy I love. Derek. I gave him a high five at the Ryder Cup.
Hell yeah.
We're
Interesting.
bros.
Best friends. Does he reach out every once in a while?
It's been a while. Now that you say that, I should probably
He's busy.
check in.
He's a busy
He is
guy.
busy guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I am too. So like,
Yeah,
it's not like I
exactly.
had all the time in the world.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
The rough one is interesting to me because it's just because rough has like a negative connotation.
Yeah.
I'm guessing.
Probably.
Well, it's just not as proper.
I
Not as
suppose,
prestige.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
the
I mean
second
like
cut.
there's a first cut and second cut. So if you go play Village Green in Moorhead,
Mm-hmm.
this is the most profound. I mean, Fargo Country Club has it as well, but you guys are members there. So if you go play Village Green,
I'll be
Remember
honest.
here.
yeah, no,
I'm
here
I am
we don't have a first cut, second cut here.
I'm
by the way.
against.
Okay. Good to know. Do you have a rough?
Yeah, it's that dark green stuff that you keep hitting into.
Oh,
hitting
okay.
into.
Okay.
I don't
With
want to
the
say.
bunkers.
I don't want to say.
That was-
I don't want to say I'm against country clubs, but I don't think I'll ever be a part of one.
Why is
Missing
that?
out.
But am I though? Because that I
Ah.
feel like that's
It depends on what you like. I
That's
guess.
yes, yeah, you're right. That's another level
Some guys
of
don't need
prestige in the golf
Yeah.
world.
You don't need it.
Yeah,
Like I'm perfectly fine. Like I'm perfectly fine going to Rose Creek or Village Green and
Yep.
stuff. Do I enjoy the amenities at Fargo Country Club? Yes, but I also worked there for 8 years, so it was like
No bias whatsoever.
zero.
None.
sure. Makes
so
sense.
This is good leading into the next one. They don't call them customers. They don't call them fans. They have to be
Patrons.
patrons.
I absolutely love that.
And patrons are not allowed to wear their hat backwards, Ryan.
Big
if
time.
you are there
I bet
and
you-
your hat's
Dude,
backwards,
What's the over under on it? Like if Ryan ever goes there, how long till he gets kicked out?
Well, no,
I don't think it's measured in time. I think it's
Bam,
measured in
sorry.
beers.
Yeah.
That's true too, and they're cheap
No.
too. So it's
No.
like
Really cheap.
Yeah, everything's cheap
everything's cheap. Someone just snapped a picture. I just saw it on Twitter where it's like sandwiches are $1.50.
there. Yeah.
yeah, that's crazy.
Well, tickets
no,
are
you
even
guys are-
cheap. It's
I don't know if
like
you can see
three.
Bryce back there. He's always working.
Yeah,
This is Bryce. He's our facilities manager. He's awesome.
You guys are wrong about me in that sense.
Well, remember we were at
I'm not getting kicked out.
we were at the Green Bay Country Club, and we finished the front nine. And the course marshal comes up to Ryan. He's like, "Hey, you got to turn your hat forward."
Yeah.
I've never seen Ryan more pissed off in my life.
No,
I get it, but I also don't.
I think you just can't wear a hat at the Masters. Don't even risk it.
That's true.
You think they let bucket hats in?
100%.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, Arnold Palmer wore a bucket hat.
I suppose. I just think of bucket hats as a little.
The
less
gal that just
classy.
won the ladies amateur deal won it in a bucket
Yeah,
hat.
she did. Yeah, they
16
talked
years
about
old.
it in her interview.
16 years old.
She wore it as
Is
a
that any
joke,
good?
and then everyone loved it.
That's good to know.
I loved her style. If I could
Yeah.
pull that off, I could. But I
How
got
many-
a weird shaped head, so definitely no bucket hat.
How many
bucket
warnings do you
hats.
get at the Masters
Yeah,
before you get
doesn't
kicked
say.
out? Warnings for anything. Running, hat backwards.
Got to be at least one. They have to give you a warning.
They got to give me a warning.
But I just why even get the warning?
No,
Like, just
exactly.
don't
But
do
I'm
it.
saying like you could accidentally slip up at some point.
Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, it's like our fastest record from aiming quarter of the range. Did we like slip into a light jog at some point?
You did.
Maybe.
I would struggle with the not running one. I run everywhere.
did.
It's tough because it's like I mean, it is a large area of land,
Mhm.
and sometimes your favorite golfers are all the way across the golf course.
I wonder.
And you
what-
have to get there fast because there's so many people out there.
Yeah. So it's like tough because you want to see everything when you're at the
Yeah.
Masters, right?
Yeah.
So it's like
Well,
hard
it
to
is
just
sun up
camp.
to sundown.
Yeah.
Like you have to get there when the gates open. And like my family and I, we were the last people to leave. Like they came and kicked us out. We made friends with security. That's what I love about my dad and grandpa. Is they'll make friends with anyone.
Yeah.
They
Same
will
with
talk
Tyler's
to
grandpa.
that wall right over there
Yeah.
and just be like, "So you come here often?" You know?
Or they like no matter where you go, they know somebody.
Absolutely.
Old dudes, they,
Oh my God.
they know everyone.
Yeah.
And then you're just like, who's that? It's like, oh yeah, that guy used to be a cashier at my favorite hardware
Right.
store 35 years
Exactly.
ago.
No, so yeah, it was like they made friends with the people that were trying to kick us out, and they're like, "Okay, you can take one more pick." I think we went like 5 yards inside the ropes and aim in a corner and took a picture.
That's nice. How,
Just
well, picture
like
on
that.
what?
I like that.
Well, you can bring a
Just to the
camera.
backdrop.
Okay.
Yeah, you have to break
We
out
have
the
a
Guys,
full
you
old-
have one of
camera.
those.
get the Polaroid.
No, it was like it was a legit
Disposables.
Canon. It was good.
Mm.
We were trying. So like Rory McIlroy was my favorite. We were watching him hit balls, he was on. I think it was hole 8. And we were trying to get I wanted the long exposure of every frame is a different position in the swing.
Yep.
And our really crappy camera couldn't do that very well. Anyway, his buddy who's taking professional pictures of him was standing 15 feet and heard me ask my dad to try and get one. And he comes over and introduces himself. He's like, "Give me your email. I'll send you the ones that I have."
That's super cool.
So that's the other cool thing about the practice rounds is you just bump into people that
Yeah.
are
yeah, and they're all
Yep.
more relaxed. So
Long story short, he never responded to our emails.
Oh,
So I forgot his name, but if you're out there,
So now he's on your
I'm
shit list.
still salty.
that's an even
Yeah.
worse
Yeah.
look, to be honest.
I would be, because especially at a 13-year-old kid, you're
He was my
pumped
favorite
for
golfer.
that.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
gonna get his autograph and put that right underneath it.
Yeah, that would have been tight.
It would have been so cool. I mean, I can go on Google Images and get one, but that's
Yeah.
just not
yeah,
the same.
it's different.
It is.
You get the picture of something you were right there to see. It was in your lap, basically.
It was awesome. He was hitting it really well in the practice round. I can't imagine why he missed a cut. Nike.
Inverse relationship. That's what I'm talking about. He was striping him on the range, and then he played like shit.
Ryan, we're closer to pros than we realize.
I know.
Our swings are disgusting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
Yeah.
swing.
Sick.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. It's the inverse
No.
relationship.
No.
I think I want to get into my favorite thing about the Masters.
I know what it is.
It is fits right up my alley. The salty, the grumpiness, the unwillingness to change, the house right
Oh,
in
that
the
wasn't it.
middle of the Masters parking
Just
lot.
right there.
What's that
Yeah.
valued at, you think?
They've been offered millions of dollars
Yep.
and they will not leave.
Yep.
So right smack
over.
dab in the middle of their parking lot is a house,
Yep.
and they
And
won't
they can't
move.
even play the course, probably.
No, I doubt it.
No,
They'll never be
definitely not.
members. No
No.
way.
What if they just hate golf?
What? Okay, here's a question for you.
This is their least favorite time of year.
Yeah.
They're just like, oh my god.
If you were the owner of the house inside Augusta National, would you sell it for a lifetime membership to the course?
If I
I
like
would.
golf, yeah.
I would.
I think I would take millions of dollars over a lifetime membership.
Really?
Because nobody
think
knows
so.
how you become a member at Augusta. Like you got to
you
get
just
abs.
gotta know
Filthy
somebody.
wrist.
Yeah.
You
gotta know
You
somebody.
gotta kill somebody.
Well, then like the minimum payment is like 40 grand or something.
It's pocket change.
It's
I
like
don't know
Bill
what you're
Gates
talking
is
about.
there, Warren Buffett.
All the like head CEOs of like big Fortune 500 businesses.
Yeah, maybe
stuff like
they're the
that.
ones picking off squirrels. Maybe Bill
Definitely.
Gates
When they
goes
get
out there to
bored.
blow off steam.
So he just goes assassinate some
Yeah.
critters.
Just take it out on the squirrels.
Yeah.
Yep. But yeah, imagine. What do you think during
I
Masters
would-
Week? How
I
much
would-
do you hate living there, or do you love
Oh,
it
I
because
think
you're
you
petty?
You love it. You have to love
yeah.
it.
I bet
Otherwise, you would have sold by now.
No.
Yeah,
I'm saying you hate it.
If you hate
Really?
it, I feel like you would have sold. I'm
Yeah.
with you, Matt.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying you hate it because it's just like, to a certain extent, they have to be golfers.
But think about
obviously, because they're still there.
You're not
right?
gonna
so they
get-
understand it.
You're
But,
not
like,
going to
if
get
you
any
don't-
drunk idiots coming and breaking into your house that are at the tournament because it's just not that style of tournament. Now, if you lived
There
in the
are
middle
drunk
of
idiots there,
if you
though.
lived in the middle of
How can you not?
TPC Scottsdale,
Yeah, good
that's a
riddance.
different
Yeah.
story.
I'm insta. I will sell that for below market value.
Get me
Different
out.
story. Or you could Airbnb it out.
So actually, fun
Yeah.
fact about TPC Scottsdale, we went down and played my senior year. My dad got my high school team on there. And I don't know if John Harvey's going to listen to this. He might hate me, but I think he hit 3 houses that round.
yeah, I probably hit 4 or 5.
Yeah. No, I mean, it was like we got out of there. And my great thing about my grandpa is he was playing in the group ahead of us. We got to 16 and there's half the stand because they have to
Yep.
take it up and down. You
Yep.
know?
Yep.
It's the stupidest thing. And he gets up and it's dark. We played Twilight, so this is why I missed the green. It was dark. But I hit my shot. I missed the green in the bunker and all this. I just hear,
Coming from
like,
the darkness.
I'm like looking up there, and of course my grandpa's standing next to the green.
Nice.
Yeah.
I couldn't tell where my ball went, so he
Yeah.
was just booing us up there.
That's
So it's-
great.
I love
We hit a
that.
bunch of houses and we got booed on 16. That's our TPC
Yeah, that's great.
Scottsdale
Yeah,
story.
that's
That's
great.
great.
Great course.
Who do you guys like going into the Masters this weekend? You got any people to keep an eye on? I mean, we're all thinking Tiger right now because that's. The
I just want him
biggest
to play.
question,
He's gotta
yeah.
play,
He's
though.
not going to win.
Yeah.
I
don't
think
think
we can
so?
all agree on that now.
You don't think? Do you think he has a chance? Because I do. He's always got a
He
chance.
knows that golf course so well, though.
But
And he manages
realistically,
it.
the condition his body is in, it's not 100%, I don't think.
You're right. No,
He's also
I mean,
hasn't
it
played
is-
competitive. He's played, what, 1 round of competitive golf in the last how many years? That being the
PNC.
and it's a war of attrition, right? I mean, it's a 4-day golf tournament.
Yeah.
Plus, I mean, he's been playing all week, so he wouldn't be there if he didn't think he was ready.
Correct.
I think he's just not going to miss a cut. That's the goal.
I hope he doesn't. I really hope he
Well, he's
doesn't.
never missed a cut.
But that's the thing.
Why would he
But he's
start
never
now?
been.
don't
But he's never
think
been in this
Ti-
condition before either.
Tiger
Well, he
Woods.
played on a broken leg and won the U.S. Open.
Right.
So I think mentally he is strong enough to get through it. But to your point, I don't know if he's in the physical shape to win.
It's a lot of
I
rust
want
to knock
that too.
off.
So
Yeah, no, I want him to.
That's
Like
just it.
I think the golf world would crumble and explode if he
his
did.
mental
but-
ability is stronger than his physical. So you don't.
Absolutely.
Tiger Woods, one of the most insane competitors in the world, right? He makes the cut the first day. He makes the cut the second day.
don't.
Well,
It's
you know what I
just
mean?
second
You
day.
know what I mean? He makes the cut. He's playing well. You don't think he starts to ignore his body to try to push to win it?
Absolutely. No, I mean yeah. He could definitely do it.
I think that if he makes the cut, he pushes into the top 10.
I completely
that's
disagree.
a lot. Top 10's a lot. I think he's just gonna make the cut. That's my Tiger
I would.
prediction.
I think you could peg him for if he makes a cut, maybe top 25.
Okay. If he makes top 10,
Top
I'm
30?
not changing my grip.
See, this is just affecting yourself at this point.
I gotta
I'm
roll
trying to
myself.
help you out here.
Yeah,
Like,
he is.
I really want to take that bet. Just to, I mean,
I know if he doesn't
but
make
like if he does it, then
if he
my
doesn't
lessons are pointless because that's like
That's
a
really the only
one
thing you
A
do.
right here.
okay.
I can get your aim fixed, but you're still gonna hit it 50 yards left. So
I honestly have, and he's on the screen right now. I got Scotty Scheffler
not bad.
winning it
Yeah,
all.
he's on an absolute tear.
Just a game of momentum. He's
You
on
have to be
absolute
playing
tear.
well going into
Mhm.
Masters.
Yep.
You do. Because
he
you
is.
have to have absolute control of your golf ball around that course.
Yep.
You can't miss it around that golf course.
I like Victor Hovland to do well.
Great
I think
guy.
Do well
Hovland-
or win.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't want to put a win on somebody. I don't know.
You might as well.
Okay, I'll put it on Victor then. I like him going into this. He was
First
playing
one.
really good
Yeah.
golf, and then he gets knocked out of the top. And I think he comes in with a chip on his shoulder, and he plays really well.
That's not bad. I actually have $10 in Vegas on Zalatoris to win after
Mm.
second place last year. So to get like real into it, he's a decade golf guy. And that is
Yeah, explain that to us because that's
Yeah,
over our
well,
heads. You tried
I'm gonna-
before.
Yeah, and I'm gonna butcher it. So if anyone knows it, But essentially, it's using math and statistics to work your way around a golf course. And Scott Fawcett, the guy that came up with it, If he ever finds this clip, he's probably going to rip me a new one. But why would he watch this clip? Anyway, Scott Fawcett came up with a statistical way to work around a golf course, basically by creating a cone. So you know your misses. So you know that your pulls, your long left misses, are going to go 10 yards further and 15 yards offline. You know that your pushes are going to be 5 yards short and 5 yards offline. Then you put that on every single hole and give yourself the best statistical advantage to make birdies. His deal is you never play to make birdie. You just let them happen.
Okay.
Okay. So like to come up with this is he studied Tiger Woods in the way that he thought. And he, using all the shot length data, found out that that's how Tiger thinks. He knows his shot pattern. He knows that his pulls go farther and his pushes go shorter. And he then, in his mind, set that on, we'll use Augusta, for example. He set that on number 12 green, right? I mean, one of the hardest greens in golf to hit. And he knows on the front right pin placement, he needs to aim over that bunker because his pushes are going to be tight. His pulls are going to be back left in the top of the corner. And his good ones, he's going to have 15 feet for birdie. And you just try and make a putt.
So you're just using math to manage the course.
So long story short, I think that's why Zalatoris is going to play well there because he uses that method and he thinks his way around. Now, he has to fix his putting. I hate his putting. I'm not an arm lock guy. I think if it worked.
I am.
Are you?
Slowly became one.
I think if it worked, everyone would be doing it.
Sure.
It's the same thing with belly putter. I wasn't sold on the banning of the belly putter because if it worked, everyone would be doing it.
Right. It wasn't an
You're right.
advantage, is what you're saying.
Correct.
Yeah.
Have you seen some of his like 3 foot putting strokes? Look it up. It is almost
Atrocious.
as bad as your grip.
It is disgusting.
Okay.
It's horrid.
It is
It
so
is
bad.
disgusting.
I mean, he misses 3-footers, and it's a train wreck that you have to watch, kind of thing.
Well, you got to get him down on the putt view.
Yeah, I should. Will Zalatoris is your open invitation to sweet shots in Fargo, North
He'll
Dakota.
see this.
Yeah,
Let me
definitely.
Will's a
transition.
big time fan.
Let me transition golfers real quick. Do you know Tom Hoagie?
I'm familiar with him. Yeah.
You've never met him, talked to him?
No,
or
I
anything?
do know him. I actually grew up with him at Fargo. Like that's generous, but I've played rounds of golf with him. Yeah,
I've been trying to get Tom on the pod. He just won't respond.
no kidding.
Yeah, he's
can
big.
we-
Tom's
that's tough.
big timing us.
Huge,
Well,
big
and we-
time.
we
He's
screwed
a PGA
up.
Tour champ now.
Yeah,
so.
because we did it. We reached out after he won
when the
his first
stock was high.
tournament.
Yeah,
the
that's
stock was
tough.
at all time high. when
Yeah,
we reached
so
out.
we screwed up. But it's also like, come on, there's not a lot of people
He
from
did.
Fargo. Or
I don't know if I'm supposed to say this. Screw it.
the
I'll
amount
say
of
it.
things that you've said on this podcast.
This is I don't know if you guys will have me back. But that's so he actually, my dad was his swing coach for like a second.
Yep.
And then he was they were members at Fargo Country Club, and then he knows my dad. So he actually sent a picture of his Augusta National invitation to my dad. Said, look what
That's
came in the
cool.
mail today.
That's cool.
sweet.
What do you think he's going to do
That was
out
really
there?
cool.
If his putting's on, I think he makes cut and plays really well. Because
Yeah.
he is a heck of a ball striker.
He would be fun to watch go far.
Yep. That's the thing with Tom always is his putting. If his putting, that's why he won it.
He
at
won
Pebble.
the Pine to Palm, guys, just so you know. Pine
Couple
to Palm.
times.
Yeah, he won the
My
Pine
name's
Palm.
my name's kind of right next to his, so it's
Really?
fine.
Okay.
A couple years apart.
So when are you getting to Augusta?
Same board. When do I get?
Yeah.
Give me a couple of years when my entry's free with a PGA membership. So
There we go.
Okay.
There we go.
that's the only way I think I get in. So
All right, Tyler. Well, I think we're gonna wrap this baby
Yes.
up. Guys, it's Wednesday. Tomorrow's a big day. If you're not gonna be watching practice rounds at all this week, Thursday is the day you got to tune in. There's nothing better. I mean, whether you're at work, you're at home, whatever, get it on your phone, your computer, anywhere you can. Turn the Masters on. It's always electric.
it'll be on here on every single one of our
Oh, yeah.
TVs.
Yeah.
We are recording this on a Monday, so if it is announced Tiger's playing by now or not playing, we're not dipshits.
Yep,
We're just in the
we
past.
do not know yet. So yeah, I'm excited for this. Is
We
the
could
biggest
like
week in golf.
record a couple bits of it. You know,
Yeah.
just like cut
I'm
them in
so
there.
happy he's playing. I'm
so
bummed
mad.
he's
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah, sorry.
Okay, well, we're gonna wrap up episode 79.
Yep.
Thanks again, Lucas, for coming
Yeah,
in.
thanks for having me, guys.
Yes, if you're in Fargo, come check out Sweet Shots.
Definitely.
Tell Lucas we sent you.
Yep. Get yourself.
Bring
a-
Ryan
not gonna
bring
get you
Ryan some food
anything,
and water.
Yeah.
Ryan will probably be here.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll
Come
point
say
you in
what's
that
up.
direction.
Yep.
Yeah.
Come say what's up. Get yourself a breakfast ball burger on the menu.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
elite.
Do it.
Yeah. Aaron.
Chef
in the
Aaron
back.
is phenomenal.
Yep. He put together a
Everything
phenomenal
they
menu.
make is unbelievable.
So yeah, if you are in the area, even anywhere close, come check this place out. You're not going to regret it. You can get a lot of beer here. You can get food here. You can take a lot of swings. So I think that's what a lot of us are looking for these days. So yeah, come check Sweet Shots out. Odds are, again, you'll probably see me, Tyler, or both of us here. So we're out of here. We're going to go watch some Masters.
Yeah, why don't you do one long drive competition before we go?
Let's do it.
Okay.
Let's hit it.
Oh, what are they supposed to do?
Just absolutely obliterate. Keep your head down. Slap the subscribe button.
Let's go.
Love
Tee
it.
it up. Let's go.
Hell, that's a breakfast ball.